Hi, everyone. Welcome to the first ever episode of the Golden Progressive Podcast.
Woo! Why don't we go ahead and just introduce ourselves to everybody new listening since this is the first?
100%. Hi, everyone. I'm Irene. I'm one of your communications directors for this year.
And hi, everyone. My name is Emily Diaz, and I'm also one of your communications directors for this year. I am honestly so excited that I'm able to work with eBoard again this year. If any of you guys are older members, you know that I was on eBoard last year, but it's honestly been such a pleasure to work with the new terms so far and also work with you, Irene. You've been so lovely.
Yes. No, this is definitely my first year being part of the e-board, but I have to say, everyone is just so welcoming and I love the working atmosphere. And I'm so excited to get started on this upcoming term. Okay, so I think actually a good place to start is like how we each found and kind of got involved with CHSD. I've always noticed that there's like so many students who really care deeply about their communities and issues around them, but don't always believe that their voices matter. And from what I've seen, like the biggest barrier isn't really like a lack of passion. It's more about not knowing how or where to get started. So when I found out about CHSD through like different legislative groups that I was working with, I really wanted to get involved with this organization and the effort because I wanted to help students realize that you don't have to wait until you're an adult to make an impact. You can start right now, right where you are, and your experiences, background, and your opinions truly matter and are heard here. What about you, Emily?
That was so beautiful, Irene. That
Thank
genuinely
you.
moved me. Like that's bringing out the waterworks, but I honestly feel like CHSD for me as a communications director really appealed to me because of all everything that it offered in it learning how to engage youth with the thing they use most, social media.
Mm,
I'm honestly super excited to see how we can offer more opportunities, like you mentioned, for high schoolers to get involved. Because the ultimate reason that I got involved was because I knew that a lot of the older people in my life, my community, they are established in their beliefs. They aren't really open to going out and organizing or challenging their beliefs. But as a young person, it's our responsibility to do that so that we can pave the way for an even better future for every generation after us. So things like this really make me want to wake up in the morning, as corny as it sounds.
oh, yeah, definitely. I 100% agree with everything you said. But to jump into what we have upcoming this week, well, first, we would like to introduce our 2026 to 2027 Executive Board.
Woo!
Actually,
So
on this call, we have our very own chair, vice chair, and chief of staff. Could you believe that? Isn't that crazy? I'm starstruck.
wait, they're mogging me right now. I'm actually so
No, you're
starstruck.
so
This is
right.
crazy. Why don't you guys unmute and give a little quick introduction before we summarize what CAHSD is going to be up to? Put yourselves in the hot seat.
Okay, amazing. I'll put us in the hot seat, Emily. Okay, Ethan, if you don't mind, I'll go first. My name's Delilah. I'm the new chair of CHSD for the upcoming year. I've been involved in CHSD since roughly sophomore year, I believe, and I'm really excited for the upcoming term. We have a lot of exciting things planned that I think Emily and Irene are going to touch on a little bit for at least the next coming month.
Hey everyone, I'm Ethan, and I'm currently a rising senior at Carmont High School in the Bay Area. I currently serve as your statewide vice chair for the California High School Democrats. And before I was also the Bay Area Regional Director for the 25-26 term. Politics and civic engagement has become a huge part of my life, and I really enjoy helping students find ways to be involved and make a difference in their community as well.
Okay, and then since Ethan added a bit more, I guess I'll add a bit more too, guys. I'm from Granada Hills, that's in Southern California, kind of near Los Angeles, but it's not really Los Angeles. And then before becoming chair, I also served as chief of staff, and then before chief of staff, local affairs director. And then I'm gonna put Maddie in the hot seat next.
Hi everyone, my name is Maddie and I'm a rising senior at Limburg High School, which is located similar to Ethan in the Bay Area. I've been involved in CHSD since my sophomore year through both the comms and policy departments, and I'm super excited to continue that work and really doing a lot of fun opportunities-based initiatives this year.
I also realized that everybody introduced where they were from, so I'm just gonna add on and pretend like I didn't forget earlier. So, hi, of course, my name's Emily. As I mentioned, I'm from Tustin, California. I'm a rising senior at Tustin High School. If you don't know where Tustin is, like most people, it's essentially an hour away from LA and it's in the middle of Orange County. And I know, Irene, you're also from Orange County.
Yes. So, hi everyone. Once again, I'm Irene, and I'm a rising sophomore at the Orange County School of the Arts, which is located quite near Emily in Santa Ana. So, yeah, and I'm so excited to get started.
Yes. Okay. So, on that note, we're going to give a quick summary of all of the upcoming initiatives that CAHSD has, just so that you guys listening to the pod and also subscribed to the newsletter through your membership will get that inside scoop. So, first, why don't we go ahead and talk a little bit about youth in session? So, fun fact, the way that I actually first got involved with CAHSD was through youth in session. So, I honestly credit it to opening my eyes to political engagement and also the policy making process. It's such a great opportunity. Our fellowship applications are now open. I believe they're due July 29th, if I'm not wrong, but it's also on the Instagram, so you can go ahead and apply there. My experience in the program was filled with so much joy. I met so many new people through the program, and I know this year they're upgrading it quite a bit. They're going to have some more opportunities to gain hands-on experience lobbying for a real bill. So I can't glaze this program enough. Y'all got to go apply. Of course, we also have some initiatives in the communication side of things.
Yes.
So, outside of the Golden Progressive, we also are going to be launching a policy platform survey. So, this will be live through our channels like Slack and also Instagram. Since you guys may or may not be listening before that post comes out, make sure to go ahead and follow us on CAHS Dems, I believe is
Yes.
yeah, that's the Instagram handle. And that way you can stay up to date when we do post that. And then you can go ahead and give your thoughts on what you think our organization should stand for and back.
Yes, 100%. And if you have any questions or concerns or topics that you would like us to cover or interested about, we will definitely go over and kind of answer your questions and share our takes and opinions on them as well. So make sure to fill out the form. And then next up, actually, we have our podcast guest interest applications open. Woo!
Woo!
So if you want to be featured on the next episode of the Golden Progressive, make sure to fill it out. Whether you're a student leader, a candidate, or just want to be interviewed on our podcast, make sure to fill out the form. We would be so glad to have you here.
That's not given to you every day, Irene.
I know,
Like,
right? Such a
genuinely,
great
being on
opportunity.
a podcast, me personally, it's been quite a dream of mine. I know Ethan as well with that
Oh,
podcast
yes.
why he's really passionate about the podcast. So if you have that dream of, being interviewed or just sharing a project that you've been working on and you want to give it more exposure, always hop on the pod. We'd love to have you. On that note, as I said earlier, make sure to sign up for your membership with CHSD. It's completely free and it's on our website. And once you do that, you can get some monthly emails, our newsletter from CHSD that will cover all of these opportunities and even more. Sometimes we send out internship opportunities with campaigns. We send out different summer like democracy and political engagement opportunities. So the world is your oyster with CHSD essentially. And make sure to follow that TikTok as well, CAHSDEM. We're also on X and we're also on Threads. So go ahead and like up all those tweets because it's probably me or Irene making them. So make
Oh
us
yeah.
feel appreciated.
I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty cool. Like I would definitely sign up for all of these things.
Literally. See, Irene gets it, bro. I don't even have
Yeah.
to explain it to her. Okay, now we have yapped enough. So I want to see some people in the hot seat once again.
Yes.
Oh, hi guys.
All right. Hello, Delilah and Ethan. Let's go ahead and get to know a little bit more about you. So, we've already discussed where you guys go to school, your guys' positions for this year. Just to start off very broadly, how did you first get involved with CAHSD? I know we heard from myself and Irene, but we'd love to know more about your stories.
I guess I'll start. I said this earlier. I got involved in CHSD in my sophomore year, more towards the end of my sophomore year. I'd say in like March. And I was really just looking for opportunities to get politically and like civically involved. I was already kind of involved in my community locally. This is kind of niche, guys, but Los Angeles Congress of Neighborhoods, big event that we host in Los Angeles, and being able to connect with people on a one-on-one level and understand how passionate people are about their communities, about civics, about voting was really important to me, and that's what really inspired me to get involved with CHSD. I think I actually first found out about CAHSD through HSDA because I was like searching like youth political opportunities. I literally have a notes app and it has HSDA in it. So that's a little bit about my story, and I guess more about why I'm into politics in general. I say this a lot, but turning frustration into action, because I know this was kind of mentioned a bit before, but youth have a lot of strong feelings right now. And I think either Emily or Irene already mentioned it's very easy to feel like your opinion is undervalued, especially because most of us, I think all of us in this Zoom right now, we can't vote. So being able to make those decisions and still have a seat at the table is something that's really important to me and I think should be given to every high schooler within California. And that's part of the reason why I joined CHSD.
Great. Thank you for that response, Noah. That was very thought out. I guess I'll go with my response to the question. So, I've always been interested in politics, but I really didn't know where to start and how to get involved as a high school student. So, I found California High School Dems ironically through LinkedIn from a post from our previous chair last summer. And I think I joined our Slack and I realized there was like an entire community of students across California who just shared the same passion that I have, right? So I started getting involved, attended statewide meetings, attended statewide events, and I gradually took on more leadership opportunities. And eventually I became the Bay Area Regional Director, where I got to work closely with a lot of our local chapter leaders and support one of the most active regions in the state. So that experience taught me a lot about organizing and leadership and eventually inspired me to run for vice chair.
And
I
then
was
I also want to, oh,
oh,
sorry, don't want to cut you off, Emily, but I also wanted to add, even though I was a general CHSD member through HSDA first, I also found our first executive board application post through LinkedIn. So I'm always stalking those LinkedIn opportunities too.
I was literally about to hop in and say my own comment on the LinkedIn remark. If you guys know anything about Ethan, you will know he's a LinkedIn warrior.
No, no glaze, please.
How about you tell them about your Network Nexus initiative?
Um, I don't want to plug my club too much, but I do run a networking club and LinkedIn club at my school where I basically help students try to upgrade their LinkedIn and try to help them get jobs and find opportunities outside of high school. And I feel like that's something that we're trying to expand on as the California High School Democrats, especially in this term, trying to make sure that everyone gets those same opportunities and those gets involvement in our organization overall.
Okay, now kind of moving away from that. Our next question for you is, what are your biggest goals for this term? And if there's one thing you would like to achieve by the end of this term, what would it be?
I think my biggest goal for this term is actually getting people aside from just like leadership, besides executive board, besides regional directors, like actively involved in political organizing and in our organization. I think a big issue that we've had so far is that general members tend to feel disconnected from all the organizing that happens. We do host our events, we do have our various programs, but those can often be like selective, or people can't always come to an event, or it can be kind of like passive. So I do want to see, and this might be a pretty passionate, like kind of hard goal to reach by the end of the year, but I do want to see every single chapter that we have being actively running, actively hosting their own events, actively doing their own canvassing, doing their own phone banks, and being able to see how our leadership in the executive board is actually able to translate to statewide impact throughout our local chapters.
Yeah, I think my goals align very closely with what Delilah has just outlined there. My biggest goal, like she said, is making sure that every member feels like they're a part of the California High School Dems, regardless where they live or where, like, if they're in a large chapter or just getting started. In my platform for vice chair, I outlined that I really wanted to get more chapters out in more rural areas, like the central region, North Valley, stuff like that. So making sure that we have representation across the entire state because we are the California high school Dem. So I think we should, maybe go away from NorCal, SoCal, Bay Area stuff and maybe target those regions within California as well. Um, but in order to do that, I want us to provide more opportunities for students to learn, connect, take on leadership roles, and maybe that includes, expanding training or strengthening communication between our state board, local chapters, and creating more ways for members to get involved in projects like Youth in Session. Um, and by the end of this term, I hope that members feel like the California High School Dems is an organization that truly supports them.
Yeah, I totally agree with what both of y'all said. As a chapter leader, I feel like it's so important to give general members a way to feel connected to the organization. Once you make those friends from different chapters and you experience what it feels like organizing together in the region, or you experience opportunities like going to Sacramento to lobby for a bill or working like with other people in California to write a bill and draft that, it makes you feel so seen. And that's so important when we want people to pour their all into the organization. So I really admire you guys for advocating for that. And I'm really excited to see how that's going to look like on the local level because I feel like it's very interesting to see how CAHSD looks like as an e-board member, but then also like as a chapter leader.
As a member who started in a local chapter, I definitely think that there was some disconnection, like you mentioned, Delilah, between the general members and the entire organization at large. So I'm really excited to see what initiatives and events that we have in store for this upcoming term to kind of bridge this divide that the members feel and kind of create a more inclusive community where everyone can come together across the entire state and get to know one another through the Youth in Session Fellowship and our different conventions and going to Sacramento to lobby for a bill for Lobby Day. So yeah.
So, kind of touching more on the goals that you guys have. I know we've outlined what you're expecting out of CAHSD this year. Just more personally, what are some goals that you have for your future? May that be college-wise or career-wise? And everybody can share with this, but we can start with one of the chairs.
I think this is kind of a hard question for me to answer because I do have a future plan, but I wouldn't say it's solidified. But I don't think any high schooler's future plan is solidified. I do want to say I do want to go to college. I do want to continue organizing politically in college. I don't know exactly what that's going to look like. I want to say California College Dems is something I'm interested in, but also I don't know if I'm going to go to a college in state, or maybe I can go spread democratic organizing somewhere else. So overall, with the college insight, I think Oh, I forgot to mention this earlier, but I am a rising senior, so college apps are rolling around the corner. But I just, Ethan, don't shake your head. You know they're there. You wrote your UCPIQs
I'm
already.
trying to ignore them. I get them done first, and I just push it all back.
Mind you, he's written his PIQs twice over each prompt. So,
Fake news. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, I don't have that much. But yeah, I do want to continue political organizing college. I think overall goals, I do want to continue working on campaigns, working on initiatives for youth specifically. I think even I don't want to say even when I do get old, but like even when I outgrow like youth organizations, I do want to continue like pouring everything that I have into investing in youth to get more politically engaged and politically educated. I guess overall, I don't know what I want for my future. I thought about a future career in like law, future career in politics, things like that. But everything's just a little blurry for me right now. What about you, Ethan?
So things are kind of more structured for me. No disrespect, but I am
Why are you
planning.
dissing me right away?
I'm planning. Hold up, hold up. I'm planning to study in political science and maybe double major with computer science or economics in college because I'm really interested in how like the government works and how policy affects people's everyday lives. But like long term, I'd love to have like a career in law, definitely. Maybe specializing in like data privacy or AI regulation. But like Delilah mentioned before, as a high schooler, you don't really know where you're gonna end up. But I know I want to spend my career finding ways to serve my community and make sure that the government is more accessible to people and the people it represents.
Yeah, Miss.
Like our chair and vice chair, Delilah and Ethan said, in high school, you really don't know what your future has for you. But as for now, in terms of what I want to study in college, I think my top two remain public policy and public health. And I'm really interested in how those kind of intersect. Especially because this past year, I don't want to sidetrack, but I was also I founded a chapter of an organization that kind of focused on substance abuse prevention and mental health awareness among students that was sponsored by the Orange County Department of Education. So I worked really closely along with them, and it was really interesting to see how that all kind of ties together. So something along the lines of that for my future. What about you, Emily? Do you have anything, any goals, any dreams?
no goals, no dreams. I'm kidding. So, yeah, that was so beautiful. I really appreciate the emphasis that you put on youth support and mental health. That's definitely something that's also important to me. For my future, I would say, obviously, going to college is really important to me. I like probably a lot of CAHSD members listening to this am first generation, so that means that my parents did not go to college. So that has been a goal of mine for a while growing up, and I already know I really do want to go out of state. I love California, of course, but I'm someone who just really likes to travel and experience new places. So I've been looking at a lot of schools on the East Coast this upcoming application cycle. For my career, I have always been a mixed bag of different options, but the underlying foundation of what I want to do in the future is ultimately help people. I really aspire right now to become an immigration attorney because to me, I think the greatest gift that I can offer to others is helping them achieve their dreams by helping them achieve their American dreams and gaining legal status. Alternatively, this is very niche. I'm not sure if I've talked about this with a lot of people. I love working with children. I think it's so fulfilling and one of the most fulfilling things that I can do. So honestly, like plan B is become a teacher. I love working with young kids, especially. So yeah, it's so sweet.
No, your dreams and like your future aspirations are so beautiful. And I honestly can't relate more like the idea about just really in the foundation of it all, just wanting to help people at the end of the day, I think is really big for all of us here. Okay, on that note, should we kind of see how where our passion lies outside of politics, because I know, Emily, you touched on your passion or how you enjoy working with children and how you would like to go into teaching. So for everyone here, what's a passion that you have outside of politics?
We can go ahead and put, yes, they're back in the
Back
hot
in the hot
seat.
seat. Oh no. Okay, guys, I guess mine is definitely gonna be art. I talk about this in every interview I can get to every person I can get. I love drawing, I love painting. I don't know about love painting actually. Love painting makes me mad sometimes, but I love the outcome. I've been taking art all my 3 years of high school. I'm gonna take it next year too, so it's gonna be 4 years of art. And then I also do a lot of things with art. I'm president of my school's National Art Honor Society, so that's like art and service combined. One thing that was really cool that I thought we did is we hopped on this project. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called the Memory Project, but I can't remember. And we drew portraits of kids in Malawi, and we sent it to them through the mail. And like they send us a reaction video of them all seeing their pictures, and it was really nice. And then also on the topic of teaching kids, I do teach kids arts and crafts, specifically cultural arts and crafts at my local youth center. I actually went there earlier this morning. It's really fun. They are so loud and so energetic at 10 in the morning, but it's okay. I'll put up with it. They love making the stuff. Today we did fish kites from Japan and they really loved it.
Building off of that, I also teach kids. I teach kids math. But I wouldn't say math is my passion. I would say my passion is probably music. I think music has always been a big part of my life. I've been playing violin for years. I'm part of my school symphony orchestra. Last year we went to Chicago for our like music tour, and I got to meet a lot of cool people there, the Chicago Symphony, stuff like that. But I feel like music is just a great way for me to like step away from politics and focus on something completely different. More recently, like 5 or 4 months ago, I picked up the guitar, and that's really because of my friends. Shout out to Zach and Hayden, but they inspired me to pick it up. It's definitely hard learning though because I do have like calluses on my fingers, and it's really different from violin, but it's been a lot of fun, and it's become another way for me to like unwind and spend time with friends.
I love those responses. I really appreciate you guys embracing your artistic side. I think humanities and arts are so overlooked, so it's so important to keep preserving them. I also see Maddie. She's back. Yay!
My creative side has definitely been surrounding writing, so I'm a big fan of poetry. I do a lot of writing on the side, whether that be through school activities or just writing for literary magazines. So at my school, I'm the editor-in-chief of our literary magazine called Vertigo, and we do a lot of creative writing there, and it's been really fun to kind of just help my peers grow as writers and receive feedback on a lot of my own work as well.
I'll ask one final question and then we'll go to a lightning round. And then after that, we'll be more CHSD centric, I guess. So,
Yes.
my final question is, which one would you guys rather do? Favorite CHSD memory so far, or one thing members may not know about you? Personally, I think the second one is more interesting.
We could do the second one and Ethan can go first while I'm thinking.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can make you go later, so you have time to think.
Okay.
Ethan.
One thing members may not know about me. I really like food. I think I was talking with Delilah and Emily about this, but something people might not know about me is that I genuinely love trying new restaurants, like whether it's Korean barbecue, pho, or just like a random place someone recommends. I'm usually down to check it out. And if you ever have like a favorite spot, definitely send it my way. I always appreciate a good food recommendation. But I think I'm just like a food connoisseur, I just like testing out new different flavors, new different cultures, and yeah.
Yeah, the other day you said you were gonna spend $2,000 on food in 2 days. Yeah, I don't know where you're eating,
Bro,
but
he was discussing his plans to come to San Diego, and he was like, dude, the trip's gonna take like $3,000. And we were like, what? Plane
2 day trip,
tickets?
mind you.
Plane tickets are not that expensive. So I did the math, all right? And I was like,
Okay.
okay, max the plane ticket is like 350, right? And then you add in the hotel expenses. Brother is saving $1,200 for food for 2 days.
Hey, I think you just need to like have some money allocated just for like, yourself. And food is like a way I can express that.
Yeah, okay, Ethan. So mine's not gonna be spending $2,000 on food in 2 days. Um, I guess the best thing I could have thought in those 2 minutes that Ethan was talking about food is I love Game Pigeon, guys. Game Pigeon on text message. I think my number might be public on the CHSD website. So if you send me a word hunt, maybe I will I will respond. I have 1,000 word hunt wins. I really want more. I feel like 1,000's not enough. And I also pay for Game Pigeon Premium. I paid $10, $5. It's only a one-time fee, guys. And then you get to play the all the different kinds of Word Hunt. I don't play like any other games besides Word Hunt though. So I guess instead of Game Pigeon like fan, it's Word Hunt fan. But if anyone wants to play Word Hunt, send me a Word Hunt.
See, I have friends that play Game Pigeon casually, but like I've never heard about someone spending $10 just to unlock a few more games.
I'm gonna send you the big Word Hunts, Ethan. It'll change your life.
No,
Like,
I'm okay. No, no, no. Nope.
no, no.
Nope.
Only I
I'm
have to
scared.
have Game Pigeon Premium, and then we can share the wealth. Like
I'm
that's how it
scared.
works.
You're gonna cook me in all those.
Yeah, watch out, guys. No, sometimes I'm really bad at it. Like, it's like when you love something, but you're not good at it. It's like, what is it? Passion, no talent? Something like that.
Well,
My
clearly you're not
passion is
bad at it
my
if you're
passion
spending
is
10
word hunt.
bucks for it.
Somehow, Delilah spending $10 on Game Pigeon Premium is worse than Ethan spending 1,200 on food.
No, because like food is a necessity. I don't think Game Pigeon is a necessity, guys.
Okay, but
Like,
like when you're bored and hop on like Block Blast or something, like I'm bored and I go on Game Pigeon.
$10 too much.
No, Emily, I'll send you a word hunt too. You're gonna change your mind. You're gonna go spend the $10 yourself.
you could buy a Boba with 10 bucks.
You buy a what? A boba?
Of course, he's
Yeah.
thinking about
Okay,
boba.
but
In this in
boba,
this
But we have to
economy.
think
look,
about
Ethan, boba is
investments.
one time. Game Pigeon is forever. Like Irene's right. Like that's investment. Like you divide it over a year. I can't do the math. Ethan, you said you're the math guy. Ten
I'm not
dollars
the math
over
guy. I am not the math
ten
guy.
dollars over 365. Do that, and then like it averages out.
You're
What
earning
are what are
five
some
cents. You're actually earning 5 cents every time you play a game on that.
what are some benefits to having like a Game Pigeon though?
It stimulates your mind. Like I could like, bro, it got so bad one time. I would close my eyes and I would see word hunt.
That maybe that's not stimulating your mind. Maybe you're like hallucinating.
Okay,
You're
let's talk
taking
about this
over.
somewhere else, guys. I'll be sending word hunts while other people are talking actually. I just remembered my passion for Game Pigeon.
All right, Maddie, you're next. How are you gonna top the game pigeon?
I don't know if this one's necessarily good, but my fact is I'm a really bad driver. And within my first month of having my license, I hit a car pulling into a parking spot, like just a normal parking spot. And like they're like the two cars, and I just like cut the corner a little too early. And the thing is, I hit the car of a restaurant owner in front of his restaurant. And that was like my favorite place to eat. It was like this really good poke place.
Do you still go back?
Yeah, he's like chill about it. But it was also like a Mercedes or like some like really expensive car. So it was really bad. But that's my
I
fun
want to I
story.
want to know the confrontation. Like, did you go inside the restaurant? Did you leave a note on the car?
He like ran out and he's like in my
Oh,
car. And I was like, oh God, I'm so sorry. Yeah,
Bro,
but
Maddie's just confessing his
like
crimes.
no, don't worry. Like
Maddie
I
harming
didn't hit
small
and run.
businesses, guys.
No, stop.
Chief of Staff of California High School Temps.
So, fun fact, I wasn't born in the United States, but I'm a US citizen because my mom is a US citizen. So, I was actually born in Korea and I've lived quite a lot of my life there, but I've been going to middle school and high school here. So yeah, and fun fact, I'm almost a trilingual. So I speak fluent Korean, English, and I'm working towards Spanish. What about you, Emily?
So, as I mentioned before, I love filmmaking. I am personally getting into making my own videos and my own movies through taking film this year and obviously being a part of the school broadcast. But something that people don't really know about me is that I actually did act in a short film when I was a sophomore. Um, this was a project that my friend was working on. It's called Moon Girl on YouTube. If you want to go watch it, you can go watch it if you find it, but it's low-key really cringe, so I don't really recommend it. But apparently, it was a good enough short film to end up being an official selection by the All-American High School Film Festival, which is like the biggest like high school film festival in the country. So it got picked as an official selection, which is like not that prestigious, but still pretty good. And the movie got shown in New York. It got screened in New York. So I'm basically a famous actor, guys.
I need your signature now because that's actually insane. That's so cool. Wait, I'm searching that up right after our podcast.
Yeah, we're screen sharing onto the
Yeah,
Zoom,
yeah, yeah.
Emily.
We'll have a watch party.
Don't. Right now, I want to put Delilah, Ethan, and Maddie on the hot seat. We'll see you in the background. It's all
Yeah,
right.
I'm here spiritually.
So, first question that I have in the lightning round for each of you. Coffee or tea?
I gotta
Gotta
go
go.
with coffee.
Yeah, me too.
Those are my close friends. I think I posted something that said I had like 5 coffees about 2 days ago. It's bad. My addiction's bad.
I think I
Bro,
saw that.
I had three of like these little coffees from Starbucks today because I had to go work with kids and then I had to go to the assembly office and then come record this. So one coffee for each thing, guys. But my coffee always has to be loaded with like 1,000 grams of sugar.
You're not a real coffee drinker. No, there's a difference between like coffee and then there's just like a frappuccino.
Bro, I go to debate and MUN conferences. I'm always the one with the frappuccino in hand. This is my like 7 a.m. milkshake.
I guess.
I don't know. I just can't stand like the taste of coffee. I'm sorry. I'm like a huge fan of like those Arizona iced teas or just like those like canned tea drinks.
Maddie,
Why
that's
did
not real
Ethan
tea.
walk off?
No, it counts. It counts.
Oh
Oh,
my God.
I have so many of these in my room.
Dead.
I was a little nervous. I thought Maddie I thought Maddie was gonna confess to like demolishing a coffee shop or something. Morning or night?
I'm gonna say night, guys. I don't like waking up in the morning, that's why. But during school, people call me crazy for this. I was on an 8 to 3 schedule for sleeping. So I go to sleep at 8 p.m. and I wake up at 3 a.m. So during the school year, I'm a morning person. But right now during the summer, I'm a night person. I'll do all my work at nighttime.
8 to 3?
That's the
Three.
method, guys. That's the method. 7 hours of
That
sleep
seems
and you get all your work
unhealthy.
done.
Nah, you're not a real
Um,
person, Delilah. A plot
Delilah, you're one
hole.
of those day in my life, get ready with me, take a cold shower at 4:30 a.m., run a marathon at 5 a.m. YouTubers right now.
No, guys, try it. During the school year,
no, I'm not gonna try that.
8 to
No.
3. Bro, the CHST meetings were low-key crashing my 8 to 3 schedule though, because we have them at 8:30. So only past Sunday nights, then it's 8 to 3 schedule.
Fair. I'd say probably night for me as well. I definitely get my work done best in the evening. And as much as I love coffee, it doesn't do the trick in the morning for me. I still like don't want to be awake and go back to sleep in the morning. So
Yeah, the thing is, like Delilah, if I tried the 8 to 3, I would end up doing like an 8 to 8. So there's that. Yeah, I'm not a morning person. I always wake up exactly like 30 minutes before I have to leave. Like if I have to leave at 1 p.m., then I'm waking up at 12:30.
For the three of you, what's your favorite California city?
Guys, I haven't been to that many. I've only been to the ones I went to during a college tour, Sacramento, and then everywhere like near SoCal. So I'm gonna say my city, Los Angeles, but I don't like downtown LA. Hot take. Not too hot of a take though, but Los Angeles.
I personally am not a big fan of big cities. I like Cupertino.
Oh,
So
Cupertino.
yeah,
Yo,
I live
she
That's
likes the
tough.
default
I live
Apple
in
weather city.
Cupertino. I live like on the border of it. So I live like 5 minutes away from Apple. But like don't dox me.
I was just there like 2 weeks ago with my
Oh
friends.
my God, no way.
I'd say my favorite California city is either San Francisco or Palo Alto. Um, San Francisco because you have like the Golden Gate Bridge, the Bay Bridge, all these big buildings, but then Palo Alto because I know like the mayor, the previous mayor, he works at my school. And then also I just think it's a very tech savvy city and that's what I'm kind of into. So, yeah.
So you heard it here first. He's a little tech bro. Moving on. Favorite book or movie?
I can
Uh,
start.
oh,
I
okay.
I grabbed this book right here.
What the
It's
heck? This is like
Freakonomics. I read it for my 10th grade English class for summer homework, and I really got into it.
I'm gonna go favorite movie, guys, because I'm not as much of a reader. I used to read, but like I'm not in my reading era anymore. I really like stupid movies. I like Good Burger a lot, but whenever I try to put it on, my mom always stops me. So if anyone wants to watch Good Burger, I can watch it for like the thousandth time. Or Zoolander, that one too.
I've never heard of these movies.
You don't know Zoolander?
You
You know the
don't know
thing?
Zoolander?
Bro, you know the thing? It's like Ben Stiller
No.
and then the other guy, and he's like, What's he say? Excuse me, bro? And then he goes, I'm not your bro.
I'm
You
not
don't
sure,
know?
brah.
Are you like LARPing right now?
No.
For me, I love like satirical novels, so Yellowface by R.F. Kuang, or any kind of like personal memoirs. And then for movies, I feel like I'm not a big movies person, like the Lego movies. I like those.
Bro,
She
why'd you guys both bring up books? You make me sound like I'm not a reader enough, guys. I need to get more into more books. And
she
then why'd you
watched
say the Lego movie? What was the one? Yellowface versus the Lego movie?
she watched one movie when she turned 8. Last one. One word to describe this upcoming term.
Momentum.
Yes, my one word is engagement. Your turn, Maddie.
Empowering.
Okay, speaking of growth, why don't we hop into what is CAHSD? Irene, take it away.
So I guess to me, CHSD is like a space where students from all across California can really come together to not only share ideas, but also like learn from one another and figure out how to turn like the issues and like frustrations that we have and kind of carry that into tangible action. But beyond that, what I love most about CHSD is its like ability to connect students from like different schools and regions and communities through like advocacy and initiatives that we do, like even with the Golden Progressive and our podcast that we're doing here right now. And also, I feel like people sometimes assume that civic engagement begins with having all the answers, but honestly, I think it starts with like curiosity and just being interested and asking questions and like listening to different perspectives and caring like enough to get involved. What about you, Emily? What would you say?
Aw, thank you for passing it over, Irene.
Yes.
I would say CAHSD as an organization, I completely agree with everything you said. It's definitely also an outlet for people to actually take an action. I think so many youth are frustrated because it feels like without, voting, without connections, it's hard to make progress in the political space. And I think CAHSD kind of offers that Horatio Alger Promise. A push ball knowledge. If y'all know, y'all
What
know.
did you just say, Emily?
Horatio Alger Promise.
Can you tell I didn't take a push?
Basically what I mean by that is it offers an opportunity for anyone starting out in politics to get involved. The most informed, civically engaged people from your typical high school student who doesn't even know that pre-registration is a thing in California. We want to target all of those students. That's what CAHSD is. It's that platform and outlet for all of those students. Pass it over to Maddy.
Yeah, thank you so much, Emily. I think for me, CHSD is all about the connection and just being able to find people who have similar interests in you. I know a lot of us come from very STEM heavy schools or from schools where it feels like no one really gets interests, but I feel like having this outside organization from people statewide really just helps broaden your horizons and makes you feel like support system for initiatives, for projects, for really anything you want to try and start doing. I think it's also about diversity. I think CHSD is made of such a diverse group of individuals from all across California that you really get to learn from their lived experiences as well as from all of their backgrounds. And I think that really helps us develop into much stronger people overall.
To me, CAHSD is proof that age isn't barrier to leadership. Like if that makes sense for you guys, it's like inspiring to see what like young people can accomplish when they're trusted with like real responsibility, or when like the California High School Dems gives them opportunities and people take initiative on it. We can really see how high schoolers are able to, utilize what's given to them. And I feel like California High School Dems is not only just like a political advocacy group, but also a family where everyone that has the same interests, same passions, same, stances on issues can come forward and work together to come up with a, viable solution.
Okay, guys, I guess I'm the last one. I have to top everyone's response. Um, I don't think I'm gonna be able to create like a very well thought out, like very heartfelt response for this because in my head right now there's like a billion different things that could describe CHSD. I really do think it really is a great stepping stone for any high schooler looking to get more involved in politics, advocacy, organizing, anything like that. I know at my school, like other people mentioned, there are a lot of STEM oriented people. And I know whenever I look like for like opportunities for high school students, everything's like STEM, 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 STEM. I'm like, I don't want to be a doctor. I don't want to be a scientist. Leave me alone. So I do think CHSD was really a good entryway into grassroots organizing and also like the political field. And then like everyone else said, making connections. I think I've only recently realized like how much CHSD means to me. Like I did an interview the other day and almost every question I was mentioning CHSD. I was like, wow, this thing is a big part of my life. I'm kind of centered around this, guys. But that's not a bad thing. That's actually a really nice thing. I do really appreciate all the bonds that I've made within CHSC. I do think it is a good way to connect with peers with similar interests to you. And yeah, overall, I do think that CHSD is a very meaningful experience. I know some people think like, oh, I'll do this thing for like resume filler. This is not a resume filler thing, guys. This is like been like kind of like life-changing to me. Like not to get too sappy, but like actually after CHSD, I think I'm gonna see the world in like a whole different way, see organizing in a whole different way.
Just to kind of wrap things up, if you're still listening, we really appreciate you being a member. It genuinely is so life-changing to be a part of this organization, and we only hope that this expression and opportunity to hop on the pod or publish something through Golden Progressive ignites your spark and lets you explore what your future could look like. It's such a great gift. So, on that note about getting involved, we actually will be starting up a new initiative with the podcast called the Member Mailbag. I did not come up with the name. I don't know who did, but whoever did is a genius. You can just ask whatever questions you have, put it in the comment section of this video, and the next episode will answer them. Pretty straightforward Q&A thing. Irene, take it away.
Some upcoming like major opportunities will be up on our social media, so our Instagram, and also make sure to follow our TikTok, and we'll also be on some other like platforms soon enough, so keep an eye out for that. Yeah, so we obviously have all our youth in session fellowship applications open, and then we have our regional director applications open, and then our policy platform survey, as well as our podcast guest interest applications. And all of this you can find on our Instagram. So make sure you keep an eye out. If you are not part of your local chapter, you can open your very own CHSD chapter in your school or city today. So make sure to apply and to register your very own chapter so you can join our family.
But do you guys have any final remarks before we close out the episode for good?
Anyone who made it this far to the very end is actually so strong. It has the best attention span ever. If anyone's still watching, thank you guys.
Thank you guys for watching our first episode of the CAHSD Golden Progressive Podcast. Like, subscribe, ring that notification bell, ring it again, join up on our website to be a CAHSD member. Once again, we appreciate you. Have an awesome A to the W to the E to the S to the O to the M to the E day.